There are cities that are visited, and cities that are lived in. Places where every street tells a story, every building holds a secret, and every square seems like an open-air museum. Florence is one of these cities. In the heart of Tuscany, among rolling hills, vineyards, and cypress trees, lies a city that is more than just a tourist destination, it is a fundamental chapter in human history. The Renaissance was born here. Here, artists, scientists, and thinkers changed the way we see the world. Walking through its streets, you sense something special, a perfect balance between art, history, and everyday life. On this journey, I will take you to discover the most iconic and fascinating places in Florence, crossing legendary squares, Renaissance palaces, and artistic masterpieces that have influenced centuries of European culture. But before we begin our journey, if you love discovering extraordinary cities and incredible places in Europe, subscribe to the Wander Europe channel so you don't miss our upcoming trips. Let's get started. Our journey begins in the city's most symbolic place, Piazza del Duomo. Here Florence immediately reveals its grandeur. Before us stands one of the most impressive cathedrals in Europe, the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, known throughout the world simply as the Duomo of Florence. Its facade is a triumph of white, green, and pink marble that reflects the sunlight, creating extraordinary plays of color. But what truly makes this building unique is its immense dome. The dome that dominates the city skyline is one of the most extraordinary architectural works ever created. It was designed by Filippo Brunelleschi, an engineering genius who in the 15th century managed to solve a problem that seemed impossible. No one, at the time, knew how to build such a large dome without internal scaffolding. Brunelleschi invented a revolutionary technique that still amazes architects and engineers today. Climbing its more than 400 steps is one of the most exciting experiences you can have in Florence. From the top, a spectacular view opens up, red roofs, medieval towers, and the outline of the Tuscan hills on the horizon. Next to the Duomo stands another marvel, Giotto's Bell Tower. This elegant Gothic tower is decorated with carved panels and colored marbles, making it one of the most beautiful towers in Italy. Not far away is the famous baptistry of San Giovanni, one of the oldest buildings in the city. For centuries, Florentine citizens were baptized here, including the great poet Dante Alighieri. The bronze doors of the baptistry are among the masterpieces of Renaissance art, in particular the famous Gates of Paradise, created by Lorenzo Ghiberti. A few steps from the Duomo is one of the most important museums in the world, the Uffizi Gallery. This extraordinary museum houses a unique collection of masterpieces that tell the story of the birth of the Renaissance. Among its rooms you can admire works by legendary artists such as Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Sandro Botticelli. Among the most famous paintings, The Birth of Venus stands out, one of the symbols of Renaissance art. Walking through these rooms means traversing centuries of art history. Another essential stop is the Galleria dell'Accademia. Here you can find one of the most famous sculptures in the world, Michelangelo's David. Standing over 5 meters tall, this statue represents the perfection of Renaissance art. The muscular tension, concentrated expression, and anatomical precision make this one of the most extraordinary works ever created. We now cross the Arno River along the famous Ponte Vecchio. This medieval bridge is famous for its jewelers' shops that overlook the river. In the 16th century, Grand Duke Ferdinando I de' Medici decided to replace the butchers with goldsmiths and jewelers. Since then, the bridge has become one of the most romantic and photographed spots in the city. Continuing through the historic center, you reach Piazza della Signoria. This square has been the political heart of the city for centuries. The square is surrounded by monumental statues, including a copy of Michelangelo's David and the large fountain of Neptune. Walking here means entering the history of Renaissance Florence. Crossing the Oltrarno district, you reach the grandiose Palazzo Pitti, one of the most important residences of the Medici. Behind the palace lie the magnificent Boboli Gardens. This enormous Italian garden is a true open-air museum of statues, fountains, artificial grottos, and scenic avenues. Another extraordinary place is the Basilica of Santa Croce. This Franciscan basilica houses the tombs of some of Italy's greatest figures. Here lie historical figures such as Michelangelo, Galileo Galilei. For this reason it is often called the Temple of Italian Glories. To experience the most authentic Florence, you must visit the San Lorenzo market. Here you can breathe in the true atmosphere of the city. Among the stalls you'll find typical Tuscan products, artisanal leather goods, spices, cured meats, cheeses, and gastronomic specialties. It's the ideal place to discover the flavors of Florentine tradition. To conclude our journey, we go up to the famous Piazzale Michelangelo. From here, one of the most beautiful panoramic views in Italy opens up. All of Florence stretches out before us. The dome of the Duomo, the Arno River, the historic bridges, and the red roofs of the city. At sunset, when the golden light illuminates the Renaissance buildings, Florence shows all its magic. Florence is not just a city. It is a journey through the history of art, culture, and beauty. Every street, every building, and every square tells a story that has continued for over 1,000 years. If you enjoyed this trip, please like the video and subscribe to the Wander Europe channel to discover other extraordinary cities and incredible destinations across Europe. And in the next video we will continue our journey to discover another wonderful place.